There are moments in life when a whisper rises above the noise of daily routine, when something in the atmosphere shifts, tugging at your spirit, urging you to pay attention. This is one of those moments. The message is urgent, simple, and impossible to ignore. Pack your bags now. Something is approaching, something that will alter your direction, and at the center of it all stands a gray-haired woman whose presence is far more significant than it seems. This is not just a casual suggestion to prepare for a trip. It is not about vacations, business, or temporary journeys. It is a summons, an awakening, that asks you to recognize the times and seasons, to sense the turning of destiny, and to act before hesitation steals the opportunity. Packing your bags now means readiness. It means loosening your grip on what is familiar, comfortable, and predictable. It means positioning yourself for movement, for transformation, for a chapter that cannot unfold while you remain rooted where you are. Life has a way of disguising its greatest invitations. They rarely arrive with flashing lights or grand announcements. Instead, they come quietly, through a phone call you weren't expecting, a knock on the door at an unusual hour, or a conversation with someone who seems ordinary until you realize they carry a key meant for you. In this case, the figure is a woman with gray hair, a detail easy to dismiss but loaded with meaning. Gray hair has long been a symbol of wisdom, of years lived and lessons carried, of resilience through seasons that others might not have survived. To encounter such a person is never accidental. It is a meeting arranged, a crossing of paths that carries divine timing. The urgency to pack your bags is not about fear, but about timing. Opportunities move like tides, they rise, linger, and then recede. To hesitate is to risk missing the window. Something is stirring now, and whether it feels like a nudge in your heart or a storm on the horizon, the message is the same. You must be ready to move. When the gray-haired woman enters your story, she will not come as a random passerby. She will come as a signal that the moment has arrived, that what you've been waiting for, or perhaps dreading, is at hand. Consider the weight of packing your bags. It is not only about physical belongings. Spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, it is about traveling light. It is about deciding what you will not carry into the next season. Grudges, fear, self-doubt, the clutter of regrets. A bag cannot hold everything, and neither can your soul. To heed this call, you must strip down to what matters most, the essentials of faith, courage, and openness to the unknown. The gray-haired woman may come speaking in riddles, or she may say nothing at all. Her presence alone may be enough to stir you, to awaken memory, to unlock doors in your heart long shut. Perhaps she represents someone from your lineage, a carrier of family truths. Perhaps she is a stranger, stepping into your life at just the right hour. Perhaps she is a reflection of the future you, wise and seasoned, urging you from ahead in time not to stay where you are. Whatever the case, she is not to be dismissed. There is a rhythm to life's warnings and invitations. They come once, twice, sometimes thrice, but rarely forever. When a voice cries out to pack your bags now, it is because delay carries a cost. What awaits may be blessing, challenge, or both, but what it cannot be is avoided. The gray-haired woman comes as a harbinger, a living sign that destiny is on the move. So take this introduction as more than words on a page. Hear it as the rustle of luggage being lifted, the sound of zippers closing, the quiet anticipation of departure. Feel the urgency, not of panic, but of purpose. Something is indeed coming, and the time to prepare is no longer in the future. It is here. It is now. And the first step is simple but decisive. Pack your bags. When you hear the phrase, a gray-haired woman is coming, the mind may picture someone ordinary, a grandmother, an elder neighbor, perhaps a stranger in passing. But this description is not accidental. It is layered with meaning, rich in symbolism, and intended to capture your full attention. The gray-haired woman is not merely a character, she is a messenger, a mirror, and in some cases, a divine interruption in your path. The symbolism of gray hair. Gray hair has always carried deep resonance. In many traditions, it represents not decline but elevation, an honor bestowed by time, resilience, and wisdom. Scriptures call gray hair a crown of glory, earned by a life endured. Cultures across the world revere the elderly as keepers of stories, guardians of memory, and voices of counsel. When you are told to watch for a gray-haired woman, you are being directed toward an embodiment of wisdom you cannot ignore. The gray is not simply about age. It is about the evidence of survival. Each strand testifies to storms weathered, betrayals forgiven, mistakes transformed into lessons, and battles fought in silence. To meet her is to meet history condensed into human form. She does not arrive empty-handed. She carries insight, healing, and sometimes even warnings sharp enough to pierce your illusions. A guide standing at the crossroads. In the journey of life, there are crossroads, moments when the road divides and the choice you make determines not just your next step but your destiny. The gray-haired woman often appears at such a point. She may not announce herself with grand gestures, but her very presence pushes you to pause and reflect. She is the guide at the intersection. Her role is not to walk the road for you, but to remind you that a decision must be made. She may ask questions that unsettle you, challenge patterns you've grown comfortable in, or urge you to confront truths you've buried. Her task is not to coddle, but to awaken. Her wisdom may sting at first, but it will liberate you if you are willing to listen. A representation of ancestral voice. For some, the gray-haired woman is more than a guide. She is a living representation of the voices of your lineage. She may embody the spirit of a grandmother long gone, the prayers of mothers who came before you, or the resilience of women whose sacrifices made your present. Sometimes, she comes to remind you of promises unfulfilled, inheritances neglected, or blessings waiting to be claimed. Other times, she comes to warn against repeating cycles that plagued your bloodline, cycles of fear, silence, or brokenness. In this way, the gray-haired woman is both a messenger and a mirror of where you've come from and where you could go if you are not careful. Stranger or familiar. Do not be surprised if the gray-haired woman who enters your story is someone you do not know. Strangers often carry the most profound revelations because they arrive without bias. She may be the woman sitting beside you on a bus who utters a single sentence that changes everything. She may be a customer in line who strikes up a conversation that feels orchestrated by heaven itself. Yet, she might also be someone close to you, a mother, a grandmother, a mentor, or a teacher you've overlooked. Sometimes we dismiss the wisdom nearest to us because it is wrapped in the ordinary. But the message remains. Her gray hair is the sign that what she carries is not fleeting opinion but seasoned truth. A reflection of yourself. Perhaps the most startling interpretation is that the gray-haired woman is not external at all. She could be a vision of yourself in the years ahead, a glimpse of who you are becoming. Her arrival in your dreams, meditations, or inner reflections may be your future self urging you to change course now before it is too late. This is not fantasy. Many who have faced great turning points in life recall feeling as if an older, wiser version of themselves whispered warnings or encouragement. To see the gray-haired woman in this light is to accept that your spirit already knows what is coming, and it is reaching across time to guide you. The weight of her presence. Regardless of how she arrives, whether as guide, ancestor, stranger, or self, her presence is never casual. It carries a weight you cannot ignore. You may feel a sudden chill, a stirring of emotion, or an inexplicable clarity when she appears. She may not need to say much. Sometimes her silence alone conveys more than 1,000 words. Her presence signals that preparation is no longer optional. It is confirmation that movement is required. She does not appear in seasons of comfort but in seasons of transition, when the old is closing and the new is breaking forth. To dismiss her is to risk walking blind into the unknown. To heed her is to step into alignment with destiny. Why she matters now. Why is it important that you understand who the gray-haired woman is? Because without recognition, you may miss her entirely. You may dismiss her as an inconvenience, a fleeting encounter, or just another voice among many. But those who discern her significance will see beyond appearances and grasp the treasure hidden in her presence. The urgency of this message, "Pack your bags now," is tied to her appearance. She comes to mark the moment, to confirm that the shift is not imagination but reality. She is the signal flare in human form. Something is indeed coming, and her presence is the signpost you've been waiting for. The signs of her arrival. Destiny never walks in unannounced. It leaves traces, whispers, and hints long before the encounter itself takes place. If a gray-haired woman is meant to enter your life as a pivotal figure, there will be signs, subtle at first, then undeniable, that prepare you for her arrival. The wise do not wait for lightning to strike, they watch for the flicker of light on the horizon. Here are the signs you must look for. 1. A stirring in your spirit. Before her footsteps touch your world, you will feel a shift inside. It may come as restlessness, an unease with places or habits that once felt comfortable. You may find yourself pacing mentally, sensing change without knowing its shape. This is not random anxiety, it is your spirit's way of telling you something is approaching. The gray-haired woman's arrival is preceded by an awakening within you. 2. Dreams and symbols. Often, she will visit in dreams before she arrives in reality. You may see flashes of an older woman speaking, guiding, or standing silently in the background. Sometimes her face is unclear, but her presence is felt. Alongside this, certain symbols may repeat: luggage, keys, doors, or crossroads. These images are invitations to prepare. Dreams are not to be dismissed, they are rehearsals of reality. 3. Encounters with wisdom. Another sign of her approach is an increased exposure to wisdom. You may suddenly find yourself surrounded by books, teachings, or conversations that challenge you to think deeper and live higher. Elders may unexpectedly cross your path, dropping sentences that seem tailored for your situation. Pay attention. The universe is preparing your ears to recognize the authority and depth in her words when she finally appears. 4. The dissolving of the familiar. The season before her arrival often feels like unraveling. Friendships that once defined you may fade. Jobs may end. Familiar routines may collapse. It may feel like loss, but it is actually clearing. The gray-haired woman does not arrive to keep you where you are, she comes to escort you into transition. For that reason, the ground beneath you must loosen. The unraveling is the sign that you are being readied. 5. Divine delays and strange timing. Her arrival is often marked by delays that seem frustrating at first. Plans stall. Appointments shift. You find yourself in places you had no intention of being, at times you didn't plan for. Yet, in hindsight, you will see that every delay was rearrangement, aligning you with the moment of encounter. When doors close for no reason, when your timing feels disrupted, know this: the gray-haired woman's path is being woven toward yours. 6. A heightened sensitivity. As she draws near, your senses sharpen. You begin to notice details you once ignored: the tone of a stranger's voice, the look in someone's eyes, the way silence fills a room. You are not imagining it. Your spirit is tuning itself, preparing to recognize significance in what might otherwise seem ordinary. By the time she appears, you will already know she is no accident. 7. Echoes of the past. Her approach is often foreshadowed by reminders of your history. Old songs, familiar scents, or even childhood memories may resurface unexpectedly. These echoes are not nostalgia, they are preparation. The gray-haired woman carries within her the weight of memory, and your own past must rise to the surface so her presence can stitch it into your future. 8. An inexplicable pull toward readiness. Finally, the clearest sign of all is the nudge to pack your bags, literally or metaphorically. You may feel an urge to declutter, to organize, to prepare for something you cannot yet name. Your heart will whisper, "Get ready." This is not paranoia but prophecy. It is the confirmation that her footsteps are near, that the moment is closer than you realize. Why the signs matter. The gray-haired woman will not force herself into your life. Her power lies in subtlety. Those who are blind to the signs may overlook her, dismiss her as ordinary, and miss the blessing she carries. But those who are attentive, those who discern the whispers before the shout, will be ready. Every sign is an act of mercy. They are gentle knocks before the door bursts open. They are the flickering of the candle before the full blaze of fire. Recognize them, and you will not be caught unprepared. When the signs converge, when restlessness meets dreams, when delays align with echoes of the past, when readiness fills your heart, you will know, the gray-haired woman is near. And when she arrives, the journey you have been waiting for will begin in earnest. Why you must be ready. When the call goes forth to pack your bags now, it is not an idle suggestion. It is a summons to readiness, a clear signal that hesitation carries consequences. The appearance of the gray-haired woman is not casual. She represents a threshold moment, an intersection where the old must be left behind so the new can unfold. If you are unprepared, you risk missing the very reason she comes into your life. Readiness is about alignment. Being ready is not just about having your belongings in order or your travel plans made. It is about aligning your heart, your mind, and your spirit with the shift that is approaching. Readiness means loosening your grip on the past and opening yourself fully to what is ahead. If your arms are still clutching yesterday's pain, you will have no room to carry tomorrow's blessing. Think of readiness as tuning an instrument. If the strings are slack or out of place, the melody cannot be played, no matter how skilled the musician. The gray-haired woman arrives carrying music meant to change the atmosphere of your life, but unless you are tuned, unless your soul is ready, you will not hear it as it should be heard. Opportunities do not wait. Life has a rhythm, and opportunities are like trains. They stop at the station for a moment, but they do not linger forever. The reason you must be ready is that her arrival signals movement. The gray-haired woman brings with her the door you have been waiting to walk through, but that door will not stay open indefinitely. Many people miss their moment because they assumed they would have more time. They delay, they rationalize, they cling to comfort. By the time they realize the importance of what was offered, the season has shifted, and the opportunity has passed. Readiness is the difference between stepping into your future and being left standing on the platform as the train departs. Readiness protects against fear. Fear is the greatest thief of destiny. When the unfamiliar appears, fear whispers, "Stay where you are. It's safer here." But safety is an illusion when your soul knows you are meant for more. Readiness arms you against fear. It equips you to step forward even when you don't have all the answers. The gray-haired woman does not arrive to hand you a map with every detail laid out. She comes as a sign, a confirmation that now is the time to move. If you are ready, you will recognize her presence not as a threat but as encouragement. Readiness allows you to act with courage instead of shrinking back in hesitation. Readiness requires letting go. To be ready, you must decide what will not come with you. Bags cannot carry everything, and neither can your soul. If you try to drag along resentment, regret, and bitterness, you will be too weighed down to move forward. The gray-haired woman's arrival is your cue to travel light. Letting go does not mean dishonoring your past, it means refusing to let it imprison you. It means blessing what has been and releasing it so that your hands are free for what is coming. This is why the call to pack your bags now is urgent. You must choose what to leave behind before the journey begins. Readiness honors the moment. Finally, readiness is about reverence. It is a way of saying, I recognize the importance of this season, and I refuse to treat it casually. The gray-haired woman does not appear every day. She is a marker of transition, a vessel of wisdom, a living signpost pointing toward destiny. To meet her with distraction or indifference is to dishonor the gift of her presence. But to meet her ready, with open heart, with uncluttered spirit, with willingness to move, this is to honor the moment. And when you honor the moment honors you. It opens its treasures, reveals its mysteries, and ushers you into the life waiting on the other side. When the gray-haired woman enters your story, she does not come as the final destination, she comes as the threshold. Her arrival signals that your journey is shifting, that the path you've known is no longer the one you are meant to walk. She does not come to keep you where you are, but to escort you into the unknown with a measure of wisdom you will need for the road ahead. The journey before you will require courage, because it will not look like what you've known. The familiar landmarks may disappear. The people you relied on may not travel with you. The routines that once sustained you may no longer fit. Yet, in the stripping away, there will be freedom. By leaving behind what no longer serves you, you make room for the new experiences, relationships, and opportunities waiting further along the way. This journey is not about physical travel alone, it is deeply spiritual. It is the journey of becoming, of stepping into a truer version of yourself. The gray-haired woman is both a guide and a mirror. Through her presence, you are being asked to reflect. What wisdom will I carry? What baggage will I leave? Who am I becoming as I move forward? Along the way, there will be challenges. Change always tests resolve. But remember this, you were not called to pack your bags only to wander aimlessly. You are being led toward something purposeful, something aligned with your destiny. Every step you take in readiness will uncover more clarity. Every door that opens will confirm that you are exactly where you need to be. The journey ahead is a call to trust, not in the comfort of what you leave behind, but in the promise of what lies before you. The gray-haired woman's role is to ensure that you do not hesitate at the edge of transition. She comes as a signpost, pointing you toward a new horizon. Your responsibility is to move. So what does this mean for you? It means this: the time has come. The call is real. The path is ready. And so are you. Step forward. Your future is waiting. You have heard the call. Pack your bags now. You have learned who the gray-haired woman is, the signs of her arrival, and the reason you must be ready. Now the journey stands before you, not as an abstract idea, but as a living invitation. The moment is here. The horizon is opening. The only question that remains is whether you will step forward. The gray-haired woman comes as a sacred reminder that time does not wait. Her presence is your signal that the old season has run its course and the new one beckons. She is not here to frighten you, but to steady you, to whisper that what lies ahead is greater than what lies behind. Her gray crown is not merely hair, it is a symbol of the wisdom you will need, the endurance you already carry, and the strength that will sustain you. In this closing moment, pause and breathe. Imagine the sound of luggage zipping shut, the rustle of garments being folded, the quiet click of a bag being lifted. Each sound is a declaration. I am ready. I will not stay here. I will move into what is calling me. May you release what no longer serves you. May the weight of regret, fear, and hesitation fall from your shoulders. May you travel light into the next chapter, carrying only faith, courage, and hope. May you recognize the gray-haired woman when she appears, whether as a guide at the crossroads, a stranger on your path, an ancestral voice, or even a reflection of your future self. May you have the discernment to honor her presence and the humility to receive the wisdom she offers. May the signs that have been stirring around you, the dreams, the delays, the echoes of your past, no longer confuse you but confirm you. May they reassure you that you are not imagining this shift, you are standing in the doorway of it. And above all, may you move. For readiness without action is wasted potential. Do not wait until fear subsides. Step forward even with trembling hands. The gray-haired woman has come to mark your transition, but it is your courage that will carry you across. This is your benediction. Walk with assurance. The journey ahead is not a punishment but a promise. It is not loss but transformation. It is not the end of your story but the unfolding of its most powerful chapter yet. So go now. Pack your bags. Lift them with faith. Walk toward the unknown with eyes wide open and heart expectant. Something is indeed coming, and it carries the fingerprints of destiny. The gray-haired woman has signaled the moment, and the moment is now. Amen.